And speaking of moving on, we've got more news.
Yeah, we do.
And we've got a report here that's been going around. Everybody's been talking about this for a couple of days now. WWE's considering Chris Jericho for a surprise return at the Royal Rumble. This would be pretty cool. The wrestling world is buzzing about the future of Chris Jericho as new reports suggest the former multi-time world champion could be eyeing a surprise WWE return once his current AEW contract expires later this year. Heavy speculation around the Rumble 2026. On Wrestling Observer Radio, old Uncle Dave reported that there's been a
Scum.
lot of talk within both WWE and AEW about Jericho's next move. Much of that speculation points towards a Royal Rumble 2026 appearance, with WWE reportedly showing strong interest. Meltzer explained, "There's been a lot of talk about WWE. I know from the WWE standpoint that there is a lot of talk about Jericho, people speculating Royal Rumble. Nobody has officially said anything, nor will anyone officially say anything." Man,
Yep.
he says a whole lot of not saying anything while saying a whole bunch of words.
Yeah, he
Good
sucks.
God, yeah, he stinks. And anyway, we got he's off TV but not out of sight. Jericho has not appeared on AEW programming since
It's
April
true.
when he was written off of television. Since then, his absence has only fueled rumors, especially after he recently liked a social media post referencing a possible WWE return. Yeah, TJ had sent me that. The like the morning it happened.
Yeah.
The timing could be perfect. With his band Fozzy now wrapping up its latest tour, Jericho's schedule has opened up and
Fozzy.
should he, what's up?
Nothing, just Fozzy, man.
Yeah, I can't believe that's still a thing. Should he decide to return to the full-time in-ring competition if the rumors prove true, a surprise comeback at the Rumble would mark Jericho's first WWE appearance in nearly 6 years and could set the stage for one of the most shocking return moments in recent Rumble history. A little note here from myself from when I was making these notes earlier. AEW needs to start building more homegrown guys. If they really lose Jericho, he's one of the biggest stars that they have in the company, if not the biggest, most likely. The biggest stars that they'll have left after him that are still working in the ring are Christian, Copeland, and Moxley, and MJF. Only one of those guys is a homegrown guy, and every single one of those guys is probably going to go to WWE for their next contract, if not that one, the most assuredly the follow-up one.
Yeah, man.
What
It's
do you think of all that?
I don't know, I got a couple different takes on it. So like Jericho's kind of worn out his welcome in AEW, similar to Cody, but in a different manner. So the fans are kind of done with him. You know that Jericho vortex. Everybody knows about it. He's
Yep.
he's known for latching onto younger talent and kind of ruining their push. You remember he did that to MJF, and he's the only guy that rebounded from that. He remember he had like that little program with Ricky Starks, and like I just nobody really seemed to like get good. Remember they had that like mimosa match with Orange Cassidy. Like there's all these like matches that these people have had these programs and builds with, and it doesn't seem like it went anywhere. You remember when he made Action Andretti? I mean his AEW run just there's been some highlights and some good moments that I have liked, but overall that's just he's an entertainer and a wrestler, but he's an entertainer over a wrestler. WWE is perfect for somebody like Chris Jericho because that's what he wants to do. He wants to sing, dance, entertain, and he can't do that as much in AEW. The fans don't like it as much, and that's perfectly fine. They don't have to. Everybody's got their different taste and what they like. But Chris Jericho looks like crap. I hope he's been working out because there's been times where he has looked good throughout the years in AEW, but he's hogged up a lot of time, and you know, I here's how I'm going to put it and leave it. If Chris Jericho is coming to do his retirement tour a year, maybe he's got a 2 year contract in WWE, and then they start really pushing that whole last year, similar to Cena's, because Chris Jericho is a legend in wrestling. He does deserve the same treatment as John Cena. I think Chris Jericho is a better performer than John Cena. So
Most assuredly.
I don't see any reason why he wouldn't get the same treatment. And I'd be all about that if that's something that they wanted to do, and I would sign right off on it. There's a lot of cool things that they could do with that. But if he's wanting to go to WWE and hang around for 5 more years, I am not all about that. I don't want to see that. And it's similar to the Sheamus thing, man. Like, and I like Chris Jericho way more than I like Sheamus, but there has to be a certain point to where it's like, I know you were there in my childhood. I love you, man. And I would like to see you maybe venture into some other stuff. Maybe the broadcast booth. There's all kinds of stuff you could do in wrestling. I'd love to see you behind the scenes too. It would be cool to have his blueprint on producing. He would be great at something like that, I think. But, you know, I don't know him personally, but from what it seems, he really likes telling people what to do. So I think that could work pretty good for him. But overall, that's my thoughts on there. What do you think?
Oh, my, that was pretty much it. Just, hopefully he shows up. It'd be cool to see him back in WWE. You know, you get that pop, get that exciting Chris Jericho stuff. There's a lot of unfinished business. Hopefully Kevin Owens comes back and is healthy, and they had their program that they never really got to see all the way through because Vince cut it short on them.
You know what would be cool seeing something? Like him and Braun Breaker working against each other. Like a program like that.
Yeah.
I think he could help Breaker a lot, come out of a shell a little bit. I I just think he when it comes to wrestling minds, I think he's actually legit got one. You know, like when people talk about like him constantly reinventing himself, that's not a lie. That's legit.
Nope.
He's done that, you know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to if that is something that he does do because I feel like the AEW run, it's just kaput.
Run its course. Yeah.
Yep.